Hello everyone, Tiffany Manger here, and this time I would like to show you, it's a project I've been seeing photos of a lot lately, so it's become quite popular, and it's called a shadow box. And the one that I had seen and learned how to do had a cover to it also, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I have two different samples here, and one of them has the closure that you tie, and I had attached this part to make it more like a card. And this is the shadow box here, and it's adorable. It's so cute. Wouldn't that be a nice gift to like just display and give? And in this one, I'm going to be demoing this size here. Once I learned how to do this one, the instructions are so easy that I played around with the sizes because it's the exact same instructions you do, you just change the sizes. And this one I did like 1/4 of an inch bigger. And I did this one with a belly band to just close. And I just let this one out. I didn't attach this one yet. Here. So maybe you could put it on display if you don't want the whole piece there. So very easy to do. Incredibly easy. I was looking at it and said I couldn't believe how easy it was. But yeah, these are two different sizes. I'm going to show you this size here. There's also another size you can do where it's 5 by 5. This one is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 square. This one is a 4 1/2. Yeah, I believe it's 4 1/2. Yeah, it's 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. And there is another one out there that is a 5 by 5. Maybe later I'll do another video with that. That one takes a bigger sheet of paper, but I'm just going to go and do what we can do with a standard size piece of cardstock. So you're going to start off with a piece of cardstock. This one's Delightful DeJourn at 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. Let me get my scoreboard here. Whoops, banging it on things. Okay. Now we got a good bit of scoring to do on this piece. Let me kind of move this up. Okay, there we got it all in sight. Okay. You're going to score at a 1/2 inch, 1 inch. Whoops, if you can see, I am jumping a little bit there. I will show you a trick to that to keep you from jumping. Take a piece of wax paper and rub it across your paper. It'll help you glide. And you glide this here. Alright. This one's not going to show, so it's okay that jumps. Okay. There's our 1 inch. Then we're going to do 1 1/2. And one more at 2 inches. And you're going to do that on all 4 sides. Again, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2, and 2. Turn it around. Whoops, I scored at the wrong spot there. That's okay. That's going to get tucked in. That's our bottom piece there, our glue flap. 1 inch, 1 1/2, and 2. One more time. 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/2, and 2. And then what you're also going to do is, we're not done scoring yet. We are going to go in at 2 1/2 here, and we're going to score down, but we're only going to score to the second line. And then we're going to do that again at 5 3/4. I think so here. Yeah, 2 1/2 and 5 3/4. Yes, that's it right there. Sorry, I had a little brain fart there. Right down to the second line. That wasn't looking like 1/4 of an inch to me. That's why I was getting a little confused. So then you're going to do a 180, and you're going to do the same thing. 2 1/2, but only down to the second line, and 5 3/4 right down to the second line. All right, we're done there. Now when you go to make a bigger box, you would just add like another 1/2 inch and go in a 1/4 inch. That would give you a big, still keep going in a 1/4 of an inch, and that would give you a bigger box in the end. That's exactly how I just played around with the bigger box. I just gave myself an extra 1/2 inch onto the piece of paper, and I added, and I just kept going by 1/4 of an inches. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to color in what's all going to get cut. So we're going to cut these 4 corners here. Like all this is going to get cut off on all 4 sides. Okay, so let's take that and cut it. Whoops, I bumped my camera. I am sorry about that for the shakes. Okay. And cut this corner here. I'm cutting a little uneven. I have a feeling my box is going to come out uneven because I'm trying to hurry a little bit here, so that way my video isn't so long. And I'm cutting crooked. Alright, so when you got all 4 corners cut, I'm going to show you here again where we had those scores at. You're going to cut a diagonal here to the first line. You're going to cut down to the second line, and then you're going to cut another diagonal this way. So let me draw this out for you so you'll kind of get a little template going on of what that's going to look like. And you're going to do that on both sides. So give that a moment. You can kind of check that out. Pause it if you want. So I'm going to start off with this side. That way we can let this side show. Again, just a diagonal in. Cut down to the second line. And a diagonal out. Again, diagonal in. Straight down to the second line, diagonal out. And when you fold it up, this is what's going to give the corners to fit into your shadow box. That's why we're doing this. Okay. Diagonal in, straight down to the second line, diagonal out. Diagonal in, straight down, second cut, diagonal out. Just to the third cut, not to the fourth one. I didn't remind you that there. Alright, now we're going to take all of our folds and burnish them with our bone folder. All 4 sides. And if you want to, when you go to make these, if you want like a bigger border around, you could go in at 1 inch at a time if you'd like. 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch. That's what's really cool about this project is once you got the gist of how you make it, you can change the measurements around to make any size you want. Alright. So before we put this together, I'm going to put my border piece in to show for my decoration, and I had already stamped it out. And you're going to do 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And like I said, I already have mine stamped out. I used the Butterfly Basics stamp set to stamp all this out. And normally it would fit the whole way around, like as a border, as you see here. But I trimmed mine a little bit because I figured it wasn't going to show once I put this in, because I stamped this up there. So it's going to cover up my first words. So I didn't think about that till after I stamped. So we're going to attach here with our snail. We're going to put that right along in there. Center it. Alright, there we go. So you would put that in first before you put your assemblies. That way you can fit it in there nicely. All right, so then we're going to take our fast fuse and we're going to attach the sides that were cut first. I'm going to run this across. I'm going to do both sides while I'm at it. All right, and you're just going to fold this in. This piece will end up on the bottom. So I'm going to line it up with the score and I'm just going to fold it over. Like so. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just line it up with the score. The last score, I should note. And fold it over. And you know what? It looks like, did I cut that wrong? No. That's where I made my little boo-boo with my score. I can see, or I scored down a little far. Said today's not a good day for a perfect tutorial, it looks like. And I don't feel like going back and starting all over again. So we're just going to have that little there. We can cover it up with a butterfly and whatnot later. That's the power of homemade crafts. You can fix it as you go. Add on some new things to cover it up. Nobody will know. All right. Also, what I do is sometimes the corners don't want to stay in very well. So I'm going to take some glue dots and I'm going to put one under each corner here. I was wondering, yeah, right there is, I must have scored down a little further than I should have because I have a score there, but so that's okay. If I plan on giving this to somebody, I can just cover that up with a butterfly and they'll never know. Alright, I put glue dots inside the corners of all four. We're going to do the same thing as we did. When we go to fold it over, you're going to pull these, my fingers are sticking here. You're going to pull these out a little bit so that way you can get them into there. To slide them right in there. There we go. And then give them a little push down so that way the glue dot sticks. Again, fold this over. Gonna move over your, whoops. Fast fuse is very sticky. So while you're trying to get this in there, tuck your corner of that right into there, and then this one should follow just as well. All right, there we go. And there you have your little shadow box frame. And what I did was I had this little guy laying from a previous video I did to show when I was showing the different stamping styles of stamping. I had this guy I had already stamped out to show, so I figured he would work great with this project. So I'm just going to take a dimensional to pop him up. I'm just going to put it in the middle, so I'm going to cut this in half. And this guy here is from the Watercolor Wings stamp set. And then I used the cutout and the bold butterfly to cut him out. In case you are wondering. And if you take notice, I absolutely love butterflies. So I'm going to stick him right around here. And I kind of bent him up a little bit so he'll have some pop up there. Okay, there's the shadow box that I have done, and I'm going to make a sleeve for it. Now, I showed you two different ways to do this. I showed you this one was tied. This one here, when you would do it, you would just punch a hole, put a ribbon through, and tie it. And this one here, I just wrapped around, and then I made a belly band for. And just to make a belly band, you just take a strip. This one was at 11. inches by 3/4 of an inch, and you just kind of fold it around to it so that way it slides right on there, and attach it, and again it'll just slide right on. This one I'm going to make a sleeve. So what I did for the sleeve is I took Garden Green, and this is 4 1/4, and it's actually about a 1/16 inch bigger than 4 1/4, because this sometimes is not exactly 4 1/4. It'll be a little bit bigger sometimes. That way it covers your bases. I don't know if you can see on this one, it was a little bit over by a smidgen. And then so it's a little bit over 4 1/4 by, for this one I did 10 inches. If you go to do the one where you're going to tie it shut, you want them matched up a little bit better. So I did that one at 9 3/4. So this one here, we're going to bring back the score. Simply score tool. And then the long edge at 10, we're going to score at 2 1/4. 2 3/4, 7, and 7 1/2. All right, let me put that away. Whoops, excuse me. And you're gonna take your bone folder and burnish all your folds. Now, my other two samples, I had them where they opened from the front. I want to make this a sleeve that fits over the box, so I'm going to have this be my back. And the one side's going to be a little longer than the other. I did that on purpose. So the longer side, you're going to take your fast fuse or your snail, and you're going to run it lighter along the edge. And you're just going to put this in here. So you got your fit. And then see how it's going to be a little tight there. Sometimes when you go to score, if you're using the scoring tool, you might want to go over just a little bit over. All right. And just push that down. There you go. You have your sleeve for that to slide right in and out. Like that. Okay. So then I took some DSP, and I'm just going to attach this along the front. And I made this 1/4 of an inch smaller than what your finished 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So this piece was 4 by 4. All right, and then from the butterfly thinlits die, I took this big butterfly here, and I cut him up through the big shot. So we're going to put him on there. And I don't think we're going to need to use dimensions. He's plenty 3D'd enough. I'm just going to put some snail right in the middle. So that way, I'm going to put him diagonal. Get my fingers in there. I only did the middle, so in that way this can pop up a little, give some more dimension as if the butterfly is flying. All right, there you go. That's the finished project. We're just going to slide that right along in there. Slides in like that as a sleeve. Just like that. Incredibly easy. There you go. Let me pop this one here, and let me show you my other finished projects. We'll open this one so you can see. Put that there, and then there's this guy here. All right. If you like what you see, please like my video and subscribe to my channel for more videos. If you would like any more information on Stampin' Up! Or to order any of the products I used here, my website is tiffanymanger.stampinup.net. I thank you for watching. I hope to do more tutorial videos for you again, and have a nice day.